All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. We got Sunday Night Football. The Philadelphia Eagles hosting the Miami Dolphins. Spread right now at 2.5 in favor of the Eagles, minus 2.5. Total up there at 51.5. I have a spread pick that I'm locking in, and then two player props that I really like, as well as a lean on the total in today's video. We're still on vacation, as you can tell. I'm like sweaty and got some color, but nonetheless, guys, we're still rocking and rolling with videos. The grind don't stop even when we are on vacation. Hopefully the video looks okay. Hopefully the audio sounds okay. I'll take okay. I'm excited to get back to normal production value and the office and everything like that, but not excited to leave vacation. I've been having an absolute blast here. All-inclusive drinks galore, like yikes. But haven't gotten into trouble just yet. But like I said, guys, we do have a few picks to get into in today's video. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. If you're first finding the channel through this video, usually it's better quality. We may still have the same losing bets sometimes, but usually better quality with a camera, microphone, setup, all that stuff. This is sort of a makeshift setup that we have while on vacation. But nonetheless, stop wasting your time, right? Let's get into the picks. I'll start with the lean on the total because, like I said, I don't know if I'm actually going to lock that in, but I am leaning towards the under 51.5. I've seen it at some other lines on Sportsbook, 50.5, 52.5. 51.5 seems like to where it is going to be. I don't envision it changing all that much, but if it does, it's going to be a point or so in either direction, in which I'd still lean towards the under, which sounds a little bit crazy. And it's probably the reason I'm leaving this as a lean right now, because it is kind of crazy to look at these two great offenses. Miami, one of the most explosive, if not the most explosive offense in the last, like, you name it, amount of years, right? Philadelphia, very good offense as well. Why would I ever consider taking an under? Well, first and foremost, I think the public bet is going to be the over. And if it's not, it's just because people are thinking the way that I'm thinking, which is great because I think that this is one of, I would say, the second best defense Miami has faced this season. Obviously, they played against Buffalo, right? And they only put up 20 points against them. If this Miami team stifles whatsoever, is stifled by this Philadelphia, that's a tough point total to hit. So I am going to leave it as a lean because I'll justify the whole, like, well, if you like these two offenses, why wouldn't you consider an over, right? Like, it's totally doable for these two teams to easily go out there and have a floor of, 30-25 type of a score allotment. I just think I'm sticking away from the over, meaning I'm leaning towards the under, and this is where things get kind of crazy. We'll jump into this spread pick here, and I guess it's kind of along the same lines of what I'm talking about. Like, I think, and I don't think, I'm locking this in, Philadelphia here, minus the points, minus 2.5, like, yeah, it might be crazy, but I'm believing in the defense. Now, both these offenses are good, but Miami's defense isn't that great. 27th ranked defensive DVOA right now, 22nd in pass, 25th in rush. But Philadelphia is one of the better defenses out there, and they are a good offensive team as well. So you have, like I said, the Buffalo Bills kind of tempered and hindered and made it pretty hard for that Miami team to score. Now, them having a hard time scoring was still 20 points, so I understand that. But I think that this Philadelphia team, especially the front, I think that they could make things difficult for Tua. I think, losing the Miami running back, obviously, Achane, that's a big loss. Most are still there. They still have the explosive weapons. I'm not putting too much weight into that, but it's another guy they don't have. And when you look at it, too, just from a perspective of Miami's defense, right, they are a really, really, really bad defense. They are. And they're still a bad defense, whether it's run, whether it's pass. And this is a good Philly offense. Philly, I would say, I'd like their rush game more than their pass game. Pass game's decent, but this is a pass in terms of DVOA rankings, right? Philly ranked number 2 DVOA when it comes to rush. The only team that beats them is Miami. So you have a Philly team that I think they get a lot of praise for, some of the plays that they make or some of the playmakers, but they have a pretty cohesive unit on offense, especially with the run game. They're the best team in those short down situations, too. And it's like 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, it's an automatic type for them, too, right? That can change the entire outcome of a game. But I know I'm rambling here, guys. Realistically, the reason I like Philadelphia in this spot, they're the home team. That gives them a little bit of juice in my mind here, right? I think that they got to kind of bounce back after a loss against the Jets. That was very, very tough. They are the better defense in this matchup, and I'm putting the offenses in a similar boat as one another. It's hard to be in the boat of Miami. I get that here, but I just think that if this comes down to defense, and if Philadelphia can even temper whatsoever that magnificent Miami offense, I think that this one results in a Philadelphia win. -2.5, great number in football, right? Like, I don't love laying the points because I could see them winning by like 1.2. But I will say, we'll take the points here because I don't love the money line odds right now. Money line is like -160. If you're taking that, it's a little bit crazy to bet against Miami in this spot. But yeah, we're rambling here. We're dripping sweat on vacation. Cut me some slack here. We're still grinding while on vacation. But let's get into the 2 player props that I like for today's video as well. First up is going to be A.J. Brown over 5.5 receptions. I might cook up a same game parlay as well. I'll let you guys know in the pinned comment if we do roll with anything, because I'd love to get this number a little bit lower and throw something else in with it. But nonetheless, A.J. Brown over 5.5 receptions. He's hit this in 5 of 6 games this year, and this dude is he's garnering 30% of the targets. That is absolutely absurd. In Miami allowing the 4th most receptions to wide receivers. A.J. Brown is filthy. I don't think that we really need to talk about that. We don't need to, put air in his tires because they're pretty damn inflated, right? But Devontae Smith also kind of hobbled and banged up. I think that A.J. Brown is going to be the go-to guy here. We've seen plenty of wide receivers kind of take off against Miami this year as well. Again, they're going to win games and potentially win a Super Bowl based on their offense. Their offense is that good, but it's a decent spot. You get decent advantage here when taking some player props against this Miami team. So give me A.J. Brown over 5.5 receptions. Now, the next player prop that I want to jump into is going to be on the Miami side of things. And I'm looking at Raheem Mostert here, over 12.5 carries. This one, I'll leave it as a lean for now. I know I said I was going to lock it in. The only thing that it scares me a little bit is, like, does their offense, if they do fall behind, like I believe Philadelphia's going to have the lead, do they start passing it more? In terms of his carries number, he hasn't really been crushing this line altogether, but like I said, they do lose Achane, and Mostert's obviously still the guy here. I think that you're looking at a decent number at 12.5. So this might be a lean. I know I said it was a locked-in play, but I meant to say it was a lean. I can't read my own writing sometimes after especially a couple cervezas, right? But nonetheless, guys, I just think that, he's going to have more of a workload. I think that they're going to try and dominate or at least try and get the run game going because that's what Philadelphia strives in, right? Which is kind of like reverse psychology here. But if Miami goes in there and they just stop Philly stops the run, Miami becomes one-dimensional. They know that Philly's a good run-stop defense. They're going to try and establish a little bit of dominance early on them. So I think that he can rack up some carries real early in the game, and then hopefully in the second half, so we only need a couple carries from him, which shouldn't be all that hard to come by. But yeah, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. Excuse the torrential downpour on my face, or if my shirt's even sweaty, you should have seen me during the day today earlier. We were on a little excursion. I'm like just dripping sweat here. I don't know why I didn't change my shirt, but maybe it's because it matched the hat and I wanted to look pretty for you guys. But nonetheless, guys, another vacation video in the books. We'll still have the Monday Night Football video as well. We have not recorded it just yet. We will. But yeah, guys, that's what I got for you today. Hope you guys are enjoying your weekend. I'm enjoying my paradise last few days here as well. But excited to get back to normal. Not excited to leave vacation. But I'll catch you guys in the next one, all right? Peace out.